Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment. It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, the best of O'Mara.
Tonight on Eyewitness News, your CPAP unit is making you ill. I don't know. I'm just...
Do you blame your CPAP?
Well, I don't know. I mean, all I know is through most of the weekend, I have had this kind of sinusy thing, and I'm wondering how long it's going to last, and it certainly feels worse. I'm on my second or third day of Sinex, which I believe those people that tell you can get addicted to nasal spray. So I get very worried about that. So
Sinex sounds like a made-up brand from a television show.
What is? Can I ask a question about Zicam, which was the gold standard for nasal sprays, by the way? If you like to clear your head out, there was a heavy-duty allergy nasal spray, Zicam, and sometimes it's in and sometimes it's out. There are two over-the-counter medications that I frequently enjoyed. Number one is Pepcid Complete. And there was a period of time where Pepcid Complete boned me too because they took those off the shelves because of some little adjustment, and Zicam is another one. And so I had to go with Sinex. From the Vicks Corporation, a corporation I'm very fond of, with all their fine products like NyQuil, Dayquil, Livoris. But Livoris, which isn't made anymore. What a great name for a product. Was there a better name for a bad breath product than
sick. It does sound sickening.
Yeah. Do you does your breath smell like you've been sucking on somebody else's socks? Yeah. Livoris will clear that up.
But everything at the Vicks Corporation does tend to sound like a planet from a 1950s sci-fi film.
Yeah. We are Roger Houston. We are making our way into the gravity vortex of Livoris.
Yes, into the Sinex dynasty.
Anyway, so I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it's
what about
maybe it's time to go north.
What about this new contraption? And you all have probably seen this. It's like not a neti pot, but it's a sinus.
Oh, the spray bottle.
No, this thing looks like a. What's the best way to put it? It is a designated sinus plastic water flusher where it flushes your sinuses out, and they show it on the commercial all the time when you put it to your nose.
It's a variation of a neti pot.
Yes.
What's the Navage?
Oh, look at this guy. Look at this guy.
Does it require power?
From the control room. From the control room, a Navage.
It has a gas engine.
You see, I use something from that I found at the Costco, recommended by my doctor, which is a squeeze bottle, which is also a variant on the neti pot, where you use the salt water that you squirt water up your nose and it comes out the other end, but it's pressurized because it's a squirt bottle.
Well, you've had more sinus infections than anybody, so tell us I don't know how many days I should use this.
What does the water do?
The water actually just flushes out all the goo and keeps and the salt.
Yes.
Well, it's the same thing as a neti pot, but this is a pressurized instead of a pour.
But the Navage looks like it's like a massage for your sinuses.
Well, you love it because it's a gadget.
Yes.
But you see, the problem with the squirt bottle is that invariably about a teaspoon of water stays up there.
Oh, I remember it's falling out in the studio.
And so that's why I've stopped using it.
I worked with a female disc jockey in the 1980s, early 80s, Pippi Navage.
Pippi Navage?
Pippi Navage.
Late nights, right?
Yeah. She would only have sex with management. So that was her claim to fame. None of the DJs. No, wouldn't go. Pippi Navage. It's just like, where's Pippi? Out to dinner with the GM again. Oh, Pippi Navage.
Pippi.
Fantastic.
Let me ask you this.
Half sister of TJ Wright. Yeah.
When you stopped,
she's a fun chick.
Rob, when you stopped using this spray bottle,
yes.
Why?
Because if you go through the rest of your day, you'd be fine. You know what? And you think, hey, you know what? I'm doing good. I'm keeping my sinuses clean. It's probably good in the long run. But I'd lean over to pick something up or cock my head to a certain angle, and water would just fall out of my nose because it stayed up there.
From a sinus. I can imagine. I can imagine your sinuses look like Luray Caverns.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, I've got things up there that look like it looks like fried eggs. You got an organ up there. It's beautiful. But
so you'd have all this water fall on your shirt
or the floor, and it felt like about a cup and a half. It was probably like a teaspoon. But it's
here's
very
the thing.
I'm wondering, 6 BWAC? No, I'm just lactating.
Blub, 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 blub,
I have my my little breathing machine, which I'm addicted to. I take it on the road with me everywhere. I keep it clean. Well, I have the machine that does that, and then I hand wash it as well. So I mean, I'm meticulous about it, but I still worry about when you hear that, why are you waking up with that sinus headache? And I just don't know.
How many days?
I wonder if there's mold down here. They always talk about mold in our humidity down here. Could it be mold?
And you've got your bad water. I think that you're going to have a tremendous turn for the good. You're 5 days away from going up to the Great White North? Yeah.
I think that's going to be with the fresh air up there and not the Petri dish down here. It was a heat index of 105 yesterday down here.
Gross.
So we're it's all right. Hey, we waited a long time. It usually comes a lot earlier. So we're very happy with everything. But all I know is it gets a little tired of my son coughing and me coughing, and I'm ready to see what happens.
I think you're going to have a tremendous and quick turnaturnaround when you head up to Maine.
Is your son excited for Maine?
Yeah, very much so.
Oh,
very
good.
much so. He's and he graduates from preschool. And he's having a little performance anxiety because he is going to be heavily relied upon in the final show of the year.
Showbiz.
And by the way, and then we'll say goodbye to all the Montessori teachers that have been so kind to my son this year. Anyway, so it's looking forward to that. No, I'm kidding. They're all
Go
it's not
sing
hippies.
that song about the cat.
That's just why do you keep the lights off here? Well, it just creates an environment that's better for
Helps
no,
our
I'm not going to start
bill.
doing that. Not at the end of the year. I'm not
Really
going
helps
to do
our
that.
power bill.
It's
Don't harsh on the bulbs, dude.
it's fine. Everything's fine.
It's fine.
Looking forward to the
That
next step.
white light.
Looking
It's
forward to
too
the next
much.
step.
Yeah.
Going to be
Screams
very,
corporate.
very involved with the PTO at the next thing, and because it's a large enough school where there are a variety of shapes, sizes, and ages and lifestyles of the fathers. So I'm all in.
I wanted to ask.
This was a lot narrower at his preschool. Like all of the dads were 14.
I know that
So
you're
it was a little frustrating.
I know that you're excited that his best friend Donnie is going to be at the new school too.
Yeah, we're having dinner with Donnie's parents this evening.
I was going to say, have you had a chance to interact with Donnie's folks, and are they cool?
Yeah. Donnie's dad, I chatted with briefly, but the mom had a play date last week.
Good.
She's
Good.
fantastic, and she's fun, and she's smart, and I like her a lot. And Donnie is such an adorable kid. They're really hysterical together. You look at them together, and you could see them, in a movie down the road where they'd be the bad fraternity, with the two good-looking guys that are sitting there like that. It's but it's fun. Everything seems to go according to plan. If I don't screw up the equipment. And by the way, we have already sent the equipment up north. Some of the equipment has gone up north.
Pre-packaged.
We're making the big change when we get up there.
Yeah, big win. It's a big win.
I'm really nervous about it, to be honest with you. But
you mustn't be.
We've got backup. Backup.
Yeah.
I'm prepared, and I'm going to bring I have the one day wait. I have a suitcase where I put everything that's down here, and I bring it up there. And the one thing that's the outlier has already been sent up.
Okay,
there.
done deal.
It's sitting right now next to a lobster trap.
How?
That's what it's doing.
You sent
up
a
in the great
lobster
state
trap
of
up
Maine.
there?
No, I sent your.
No,
thing
the
that you
trap
sent me.
caught the package, dummy.
Yeah. And I
It
by
went
the
in
way,
and got the beer can.
Yes.
I might as well say this right now on the air where everybody can hear. I am not optimistic about this new technology.
Really?
I'm because I don't like these things. I don't like these square little things that you don't like
tablets.
them either.
You're
You've
referring to
used them, but
tablets.
I don't like tablets. Except to take vitamins.
I'm used to them in a certain way, and I think they're the way of the future. But you know what? You will get used to them.
You got to lean in.
You do, and you got to mean it. It's weird to have virtual faders. That's the one thing that would be a little bit of adjustment.
I empathize because for me, so when we do, I'll give you an example. With some of the shows that we work on here, we have a rundown of what we need.
Right.
I always liked paper. And I said, I need a piece of paper to see all
I
of
do too.
this.
Yep.
Right?
I do too. I got paper all over the place here.
I realized that I was just doing what we all do when we don't like a certain thing that makes more work for other people. I have a laptop in front of me at all times. Why can't I look at that and save some trees? Like, why can't I do that? This weekend it hit me where I said, why isn't this printed out? And I said, no, enough. I'm going to lean into the computer because the computer has everything I need. I can actually take better notes on the computer and keep them without having to go anywhere else.
That's all well and good, but a piece of paper never times out. Piece of paper never loses its battery. Piece of paper never stops scrolling when you need it to.
It's not 1991.
That's right, Oscar. That's right. It's not 1991.
It's so much better now.
Let me tell you why I use paper.
Yes.
I use paper. I find it a larger size I can never get the. If I don't use paper, I will not be reading things the size I want. I could put 11 things on one screen, but it's it's a tiny. The screen is the size of one piece of paper. So in order for me to get the opening of the show, the closing of the show, the rundown of the show,
use long format paper.
My what's that?
The long format. So there's different paper you can load into a printer. Use the long ones.
The letter size. Letter size is what I use.
Yes.
I use exclusively letter size. I print out my my opening of the show, which doesn't use a lot of paper because I do it once and it's the same, and I do a little modification of it. That's weekly. Then daily, I do a rundown for the show. Daily, I write the news and print that out. That's on the show. And daily, I print out the commercials that we read on the show. So that's a lot of things that I have to have a text in front of me, and that's why I do it. So screw Mac.
What about our carbon
and not
footprint?
Mac the intern, Mac the carbon footprint.
Both of them really.
I'm mindful of that. I'm aware of that, and that's why all of my printer paper I have delivered by a what's that service that uses TaskRabbit. My TaskRabbit driver who delivers my printer paper drives a Prius.
That's great.
How's that?
I'm down to about 4 or 5 sheets of paper a day total, which is not bad. I do still heat my house with hair dryers, but I'm down to not very many pieces.
What
of
do
paper.
you need? What do you need 5 pieces of paper for? You don't
I print out.
read anything?
No, I do. I print out a show rundown. I print out a spot rundown so I can follow with you. Like today, I have a copy of the mailbag.
What do you mean a show rundown?
Like the audio vault, all the stuff that I have for the audio vault.
Well, your audio vault.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. What else do you have to print?
I have the spots. A backup copy of the spots. Today I printed out the mailbag. I have a backup copy of the mailbag. If there's any memos or letters.
You can't do that with digital. That's too much going on. You already have 3 screens in front of you.
Two of the major things that he prints out, he has to, and I back that up. Because,
I get that.
But they're only printed out for one particular reason. Would you like to explain the reason those are the only reason those are printed out if I have some sort of meltdown
on
the spots or the mailbag where I will yell at Rob.
We keep each other accountable.
We keep track of everything.
Yes.
We have a backup. Also,
but it's helpful. It doesn't happen a lot, but it happens enough where I'm glad to have the backup copy.
Also, if there is some sort of document, usually commercial related or business related, that I know that I need to discuss with you, I print it out because it's a tangible reminder to bring it up. And when I put it in your hand,
it's mine.
It's yours.
Yes,
and
it's off your plate.
Well, no, it's not necessarily off my plate, but it's definitely going to keep it in front of your
Very
face.
true.
So, I mean,
face.
I tend to not print if I
I'm
don't
not
have
saying
to.
this is practical for everybody. It's just, Mike, you're going to love the new tech.
You are.
You're not going to need as much paper.
And,
All right.
And it's really not a paper thing. What it is the amount of technology in one piece of unit.
I was
It's
just
great.
trying to put a bow.
Well, my
let him
brain
have
hurts
his
right
paper.
now. I don't think this
Let
is
him have his
very
paper.
entertaining. For
No, it's
Christ's sake.
not.
Let me do a palate cleanser
Please.
with an explanation of for you grillers out there. And since the summertime, as we go into the holidays, everybody's going to be doing a lot of grilling outside. And I thought that I'd give everybody a little tip that your boy got an advantage of this weekend. Took advantage of. Now let me tell you something. So we decided we'd fire up the grill, and the entire time, even though I'm in a warm weather climate, I don't grill a lot. I don't grill a lot at all. I'm not a big griller. I'm a good orderer. I like to go out and order something as opposed to have that.
You're a good eater.
It was. I am a good eater. I'm
Great
a better
consumer.
eater. That'll. By the way, remember that thought for later in the show.
Okay.
Wonderful story coming up. You're going to love it. It'll bring tears to your eyes. I'm not kidding you.
Oh, it's tears of joy.
So I'm firing up the grill, and I noticed that it's low heat. This is probably 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago, and I'm like, oh gosh, we used it years ago, and I don't have any propane.
Oh, it's a gas grill. Gas grill.
Yeah, we've got a gas grill, and we've got a gas thing for the uni.
Yes.
Uni.
The pizza oven. The people that advertise for like 11 minutes on the show. And so the uni, are they coming back? If they're not coming back,
you don't know. You just keep on saying
things. Might give the uni away.
I'll be a very
anyway,
happy recipient to such a great product.
Send it here.
Yes.
I'll send it.
Put it
I'll
on the
send you
roof.
the uni. Very good. Yeah, have pizza on the roof. But getting back to it. So I go out and I buy 2 new propane tanks. It's time, it's Memorial Day weekend.
Buy
And
or
I hooked
exchange? I hate to
Exchange.
split hairs. Okay,
It's
exchange. Okay.
exchange.
What does it matter?
Because
What does it matter?
I wanted to know if he's going brand new all
Can
the
you
way.
just let him tell his story?
No, there you get the better deal. I know if you bring back the empty
Exactly.
and you get the new one. That's what I do.
Okay, just making
You
sure.
think he's an
That's
exchange
minutia.
guy? He's not an exchange guy.
I am an exchange. I exchanged 2 tanks at the Ace Hardware which, by the way, is where I get my propane.
Nice.
Wonderful. You know why I get that? You know why? Yeah, they'll give them there. They're not even an advertiser.
No.
But hey, a little louder for that. Okay. Hey, Ace. Thank you very
Nice.
much. Listen. God damn, it's hard to tell a story here.
Yeah, it is.
Trying my ass off.
Everyone's
It's
interrupting.
Tuesday after the holiday. Okay, here we go. So I take it to the A. The reason I go to the Ace is that the last time I did it, I went to the Walmart to get propane, and that's no problem. If you are going to exchange your propane tanks at Walmart, the price point is very good on the propane. But the last I checked, in order to get a person from inside Walmart to come out to where the cage is that has the propane, the last check, 3 days.
Yeah.
It takes 3 days to get an employee to come somewhere, slack-jawed
Slackville.
employee from one, and it takes too long. The Ace, bing, bang, boom.
Yes.
I go in there, I buy a grill brush, and I get my propane tank. I go to my car. By the time I pull the car up, the guy's standing there. He takes mine out of the car and he puts the new ones in the car. Hello. And by
Fantastic.
the way, when I opened up the vulva that has the concave trunk for the SUV,
Yes.
I open my automatic trunk door and I hear ting, 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 ting. And I look at my side view mirror and there's a propane tank rolling through the parking lot.
Oh, no. Oh, God, it's like a terrorist.
And the guy says, "Well, I guess we know that's not going to explode now." So he put him back in. So I take him back. Then I fire up the grill again. Low heat. Got propane, low heat. I'm watching. I'm sitting there like a watch pot never boils. I'm sitting there and I'm watching this thing. I'm getting 100, getting 150, getting 200. Then it's really creeping. 250. I'm like, no, this is not right.
Right.
This
You
is
got a
not
hole
right.
in your grill.
This is not what is going on here. So it's off to the computer.
Yes.
The fabulous Where Were We Before YouTube computer.
Yep.
It is, and I'm like, low heat on the grill. And I figured something out, ladies and gentlemen. So here it is. The new regulators, that metal part that is on the hose that comes off of the unit you're using.
It's
for,
like an
say, a gas grill.
aluminum disc on the hose.
A little new aluminum disc. They're new, and they're different than they used to be. Back in the day, if you had a rat chew through your propane line and you fired it up, it would go and you'd have a terrible leak on your hands.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the days of spraying soap on the different connectors, okay? Now these new super modern deluxe regulators, they have a new system where they sense that. So if you've got a super flow going through, it's going to back off on the release of the propane to prevent any serious gas leak damage. With that said, that is also the reason that when you hook up your new gas grill, you turn everything off, including the tank where you close it, and then you hook up your little tube, screw that to the propane tank, and then when you open the top of the propane tank, you open it 1/4 turn painfully slowly. Painfully slowly.
Wow.
You turn it, and then after the painful part, the 1/4 turn, you can open the whole thing up and open it all the way. I do that, turn on the grill, 500 degrees in like 10 minutes.
I never knew that this was a
There
situation.
it is. If you ever have a low heat situation in your grill, mark my words. And by the way, all you people out there that might have a problem, I want full credit, even though this was a guy at Home Depot who was sitting there and told me, and I was kind of rolling my eyes at the nerd at the beginning. I'm like, oh, here we go. Another guy that likes to hear the sound of his own voice, but he was right.
How long
He
ago
was
did the
right.
new regulators become a thing? Did he mention this?
That I can't answer. I do not have that information. Never really cared. Never really paid attention.
Because
to it.
what is the part we got replaced on your grill when I called and I fast talked the lady at
That
Weber?
was an igniter. That was an
okay.
igniter. That
I wanna
was
make sure it wasn't
that was
related,
an igniter. Yeah. And by the way, down here in the humidity, things tend to go a little bit badly. And I did a big grunge on the gas grill, which is the worst.
Yeah.
The worst job in the world. There's just no way of doing it. But I did a thorough one. And I happened to take the good vacuum cleaner outside. And Carla came up. What are you doing? What are you doing? I said, I'm sucking out the little flecks in there. And so That's the guy. You should do that with a shop vac. What are you doing?
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
duh.
This Dyson seems to be doing fine.
Oh, were you there? Were you there?
I know you.
Yeah,
I know you.
I think I.
What
I
this
think I
needs
tanked.
is more, better suction.
Yeah,
I
let's put
think
this
Dyson.
on max. Wait a second. This thing's fragile.
Yeah, I think I tanked the Dyson because I'm sucking in like grease and oil and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And about halfway through the project, the Dyson was going.
Ironically, Mike,
Home projects.
the Dyson was also at 250 degrees.
Right.
You
By
know,
the way,
the Dyson's
ladies and
good for
gentlemen,
dust.
if each listener of the Mike, by the way, let me make this point. If each listener of the Mike O'Mara Show could tell 500,000 of their friends to listen to the Mike O'Mara Show, I'd have people do this for me. Because I'm really not good. Not only am I bad at household projects, but now I've taken to falling. And falling is not something, and that's not going to stop the older I get.
No.
I'm going to take falls. I'm actually going to, I almost fell on my golf cart charger again this week.
Well, that's
So
the same.
That's the same one that made
place.
me really hurt myself when I fell last time. I fall. I don't use the right vacuum, but I'll tell you, the steaks that I made for the family were flawless. And by the way, with a 550-degree grill, 5 minutes, 2.5 minutes, boom, ready to go, fantastic, yummy, loving my tummy.
I don't think there's probably maybe 2 other people in America that have ever detailed a grill with a Dyson. But you, Mike, made sure that grill
looks
cool.
great.
I bet.
No, the grill looks great. The Dyson, not so much.
Hey kids, where do you want to go for dinner?
Now Jim Amato is going to sell a veggie burger.
Amato burgers.
I love beef, but I'll take this.
You'll not believe the incredible Mike O'Mara burger.
This Amato veggie burger is fantastic.
Oh, God, these are good.
Welcome to Amato's, Pittsburgh's favorite burgers.
It says 100% guaranteed, you moron.
At Amato's, we pack our burgers with top quality cuts of beef and prepare everything with tender love and care.
Did they teach you that here, Brad?
If you're hungry for laughs, why not try the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show? Supersize the fun with a yearly subscription at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Yeah, don't just stare at it, eat it.
The best of
I
O'Mara.
was thinking about the NFL because I have not looked at anything. I do not know what is going on. I don't have anything in my hand. I don't know what the results are. I know it was an interesting week. And are we bringing the commissioner?
The commissioner
in?
is on her way in. Yes.
This is
The
exciting.
commish.
All right, this is week 2 with Rob and Oscar and Mike competing with the picks to see exactly what's happening.
A lot on the line, a lot of money on the line.
He has lots of money.
$50 per person, per man, per week. And
Right.
Dirk, not Dirk, it was Tripp, I believe. One of those one-syllable
Affleck.
guys. Tripp said, oh, no, I like it when you shout them out at once. Well, you don't control the show, Tripp. Okay? You were the one that was complaining about it, I think, and I don't know what's going on. And now you'll write some hateful
do what
note to
we
me
want.
about that.
And
You
also,
do
it's
what we
organic. It
want.
will evolve.
Yes.
It will evolve.
Yeah.
The
We're not
commish
sure. We'll figure it out by the time.
is in.
It's good. Matty Masiello, did you find it easier to manage our picks this week?
I did. A chart still would have been easier, but I'm here to serve.
That's wonderful. Much like your lineage, your father. He
Yeah,
served
judging.
people.
Yeah, judging, but get the job done. That's
And
the
before
motto.
we go on with all our results, let me congratulate you on your Buffalo Bills
Thank you.
summarily thumping my New York Giants. And I believe the Giants have not announced a starting quarterback for next week. So,
Nor have they announced a victory this year, have they?
no, I think there is every chance that they won't announce a victory for quite some time. But thanks for bringing it up, Maddie. Let's get to it. How are we going to lay out the picks this week?
Well,
Go
to
ahead,
give
Maddie.
you the results
Yes.
of last week, quite the roller coaster. Things have changed. They've taken a turn, and the mighty have fallen.
Oh, Rob Spiewak, that's directed at you, my boy.
Well, it's nice that I was
directed at you.
Good you did the research, huh?
had 7 days of being mighty anyway. So there's
You
that.
started out. That's one of the best opening weekends.
It was a great opening.
Anyone's
It was.
had. It was incredible. So Rob stumbled a bit, eh?
He did. He, in fact, came in last.
Oh,
Wow. Thank you, Washington Redskins, for really lighting it up at home at the opener. I'm glad you harnessed that anger from the first week.
Well, let me ask you something. So the Dallas Cowboys, because I know you follow it. You follow it like I do. We're not living and breathing it.
Right,
but
right.
You had to be aware of the fact that the Dallas Cowboys absolutely lit up the New York Giants in game
Absolutely, but I do know this, and I follow the Redskins. I used to be a fan, and now I just follow them because they've treated me not so well in the past, so I like to see what happens with them.
Okay.
I do honestly feel the Redskins are an enigma in that they tend to win the games they should never win.
I agree with you, and I agree with you, although I picked the Cowboys.
Yeah.
I agreed with you with that, but I will tell you that...
And I just thought the factors at play, home opener, coming off an angry loss.
I don't even know who the quarterback is. They got such a no-name quarterback. He's, it's ridiculous.
Colt, K.
No, it's not Colt.
Gary, Billy, something.
Keenum.
Sonny.
Keenum.
So, Rob Spiewak, what did he finish? What was the record for Rob Spiewak, Maddie?
9-7.
Ouch.
That's right. That is coming back to earth.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Wow.
Mike,
All right,
you came in second this week. 10-6.
There you go.
That's okay. Yeah, that's okay.
That's a silver medal appearance right there.
Look who's grinning over here.
And the big winner. You know, it was that Bears game that put you over the edge.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes!
Bears over the Broncos.
Yes! And I had it wrong.
11-5.
11-5.
Oscar Santana.
That's a great week. Congratulations.
Big win.
I would
Big
imagine
win.
we have to be pretty bunched up then.
Well,
right?
here,
gotta be tight.
the most interesting fact is Rob and Oscar are now tied overall.
Wow.
23-8.
Nice job.
And I'm in second place. What is my total record?
21-10.
Oh, okay.
So not too far
not bad,
behind.
Not bad.
I'm within sniffing distance.
There we go. You don't want to smell that.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Mike, if
I
you-
might. All right. Well, we got to get serious now. We got to all
Yes.
start paying
Okay,
attention
so
more. That's it.
this has changed everything. And you said it best, Maddie, that the dynamics now of Rob and I tied you within sniffing or striking distance.
Yeah.
And as long as Rob keeps on betting on Case Keenum and the Redskins, we're going to be A-OK.
What's the name of the quarterback
Case
again?
Keenum.
Case Keenum.
Yes.
You know, if
Sounds like
if
a
you're
jumble.
listening to, well, no, it sounds like I have a recommendation for him. Case, hi, it's Mike O'Mara. Case Keenum. Listen, I know you're playing for the Redskins. You're starting quarterback right now, but everybody needs a little break, and I know you get Tuesdays off. So I suggest that maybe Case Keenum on Monday night with Tuesday off out at the Redskins training facility, you might take a drive down to the beach. Just have a little beach day, and when you're driving through Annapolis, Case Keenum, I suggest that you pull off to the side of the road and stop and have a little meal at the Whitehall Inn. It's a fabulous place.
Really?
Yes, it's now it's an abandoned lot, I think.
Well, for the sake of the bit, let's say it's still there.
Let's say it's still there. So Case Keenum, you can pull off, and when you get to the Whitehall Inn, Case Keenum, make sure that Case Keenum has some of those Whitehall Inn fabulous fruit fritters. Thank you. Thank you very much. You're looking live at the Whitehall Inn. Case Keenum eating his third fruit fritter.
You know what's great
Yum,
about
yum.
the way that the scores have fallen out? Oscar and I tied, meaning
Yes.
that we have each other in our sights, but that's going to inspire Mike to make some gutsier picks.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're poised to strike.
Well, I haven't really been thinking
Lions.
it through.
The Lions. Take the Lions.
Yeah.
That's
was,
what got you. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that I have to. I can't even go back and tell you why. I can't do analysis. We're not a sports show.
Well,
we just like
also,
betting.
You
We like to
saw
gamble.
what happened with Rob when he thought ahead and he laid out his picks prior to coming in. Whoever gave him that advice,
Right.
you got to find a new advisor.
Okay, so I'll cancel my internet?
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
because
it was
the pros
interesting.
aren't perfect either.
I'm going
right?
back to USA Today, Mike.
Yeah, I know. But you know what's sad with me? I really, at the beginning of the NFL season, I'm actually like every other rube out there, and I get really, really excited. And to have your team immediately to go into the season and just say they're so bad they might not win a game. That's the worst feeling in the world. And by the way, I am so sick of looking at the Eli Manning expression every week, which is. You know what the basic look on his face is? Did somebody fart? What is that?
You have
That's
to
the look
release
on
a
his
test
face all the time. Yes. I'm very, very frustrated. And at least, I don't know, it doesn't look as bad. The Redskins scored enough points. We'll see what happens.
You want to guarantee a Giants victory, Mike? Pick against them.
Yeah, you're absolutely. You know what? I might just do that.
Yep.
I might. I don't know who. I don't even know who they're playing this week. I have no idea. But hey, Jimmy Cerrito and Matty Masiello. Buffalo appears to be for real.
Absolutely.
And I like, and by the way, when one of the reporters asked him did he ever consider playing for New York, and he said, I play for New York. I love that. Did you love that, Maddie? Did you see that?
That is our quarterback. That is our motto. I was so happy.
Oh,
yeah,
that's perfect.
Josh Allen, man. That guy
I think his name
real
is
deal.
Case Allen.
Case Allen,
Yes.
fritters.
Giants are playing the Buccaneers this coming week. They're torn between Florida
in
and your home
Florida?
team. It doesn't
I have
say
no loyalty to
at
Tampa.
or where.
No.
Oh, at they're going to be in the Pirate Ship in Tampa Bay.
They're going to be
Although
actually
the
Mike
neighbors
playing
came
in
over-
the Pirates.
The neighbors came over last night, and they were mentioning this other community up towards Tampa, a little bit
Tampa.
halfway between us. And Carlos said, well, let's take a look at that. And then, oh, God, I'm dealing with that right now. That's how much the prices of the houses are. Oh, my God, look at they got a great school. I like that. Don't uproot me. Don't uproot me. I know I say I hate these people, but I don't really hate them. Please, God, no. I don't want to move again.
Do you think Case Manning will play well in the humidity?
Case Manning. Yeah, the humidity will drip off his teeth as he breathes through his mouth. Well, thank you, Maddie.
Thank you, Maddie.
Keep up the good work.
Maddie
is there another Thursday night game this week?
There is.
There
Maddie had a question for us first.
I did.
That she said she wanted to address on the show. I said, "What is she?" Because I'll tell you tomorrow. So,
all right,
please.
let's hear
so
it.
yesterday I was thinking about the importance of having everything on tape. You know, Rob was able to call back all the picks from last week.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
I think we need to address the commissioner's commission.
Really?
I welcome your
Okay.
thoughts.
All right. So what's
I'm
going on?
lost.
What's the consideration? The commissioner usually gets a consideration.
Oh,
That
I
was
see.
mentioned.
An
We just
hon-
never put
Yes,
an
yes.
honorarium.
Yeah, an
Oh,
honorarium,
you mean
yeah.
like a percentage
Yeah,
of the
winnings,
wagering?
We never
Yes, of the
decided on a
wagering.
set number. I would just like to do that.
I would like to
Get that out
put
of
something.
the
I'll put
way.
something out to the board. I'll put something out to the board.
No, stop. I don't want you here. I don't want your hands anywhere near this.
All right.
This is now. I know you like money. No, I love money.
Yeah, but I was going to save you money.
Yeah, I know. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Here we go.
I was going to say 5% of the total take, less 1% every week we spot an error.
Oh, that is messed up, Rob. You are a dick.
Just a thought. And it's just thrown
Maddie,
against the wall.
counterpoint?
I did see that coming. How about starting this week on? So all past errors.
Oh, absolutely.
Are
I
wiped.
wouldn't.
I'm fine with that.
I would
fine.
not
That's fine.
penalize you
That's
on that
I'm
past error.
fine, and you guys work out the math because I don't want to think about it. My brain's hurting already.
It'd be
All right.
$2.50. It's only $2.50 a week.
All right, thank you, Rob. Okay. Thank you, Madam Commissioner.
care of it.
Appreciate that. Way to go. Congratulations, you two, tied for number one. Me bringing up the rear.
The Lord loves you. That's why you cry. Buseisms. A dog eating grass means the holidays are here. Buseisms. A broken rake is a kitchen necessity. If you know the secret, Buseisms. Hello, dear people. This is Gary Busey. I played Buddy Holly, but now I offer wisdom. Do you have thoughts you want to share? Then you should be a TMOS talking head. Just email Rob at MikeO'MaraShow.com and you can find yourself on a Zoom call with the three wise men of TMOS. Include a phone number and get ready for fun. TMOS Talking Heads, more fun than a Cincinnati margarine rally with extra Red Hots. Buseisms.
The best of O'Mara.
There's a song that is playing in my head, and it's playing in my head this morning like never before. It's a song with a lyric that I connect, and it's called "I Can't Get Started." I cannot get started. I have been up since 4:30, 5 o'clock. I went back to sleep till 5:30.
Okay.
5:15. Laid in bed till 6 a.m. My wife was stirring. Then I took my little man at 6:30. I take my little man to the bus stop. I have more than enough time. I did work on the show last night. Did work early morning. I have more than enough time to prepare what I consider to be a fine show for each and every one of you. I have more than enough time. And it's those days, more than any other day, when the last 2 minutes comes before I come into the studio that I've forgotten like 95 things.
Well,
where
you're
I just
deadline
come in
driven.
here.
You're deadline driven. And when you
It's
have that extra amount of
ridiculous.
time, I knew that we were in for a treat when at about 9:01 you said, I have to get some water.
Yeah. I know. The last little thing is my cheap fruit-covered cup
It's
with
festive.
Hawaiian pineapples on it.
It's festive.
As opposed to Alaska pineapples.
Oh, they take forever. You'll hear about
Rob is
pineapples
back.
today.
Welcome back from vacation.
Thank you. It's nice to be back, Mike. I missed you. We actually communicated via text a few times over the holiday or my holiday, and it was nice. It was, how shall I describe it? Low key.
Well, you didn't do anything. You chose to do nothing, right? I mean, Oscar and I speculated midweek last week that you were in your house, specifically in your basement. You were near your record player.
I was.
You said, what did you do? Your exciting week, you went to 2 movies?
Well, I went to 2 movies by myself. Yes. Sad.
Jeez. Oh, my.
But
well,
in
your
my
wife
house,
started work.
Yeah, she started work. Julia's away.
Would you have gone to 2 movies with her if she hadn't been working?
She probably would not have gone to one of the movies. She
What
would
were
not.
the 2 movies?
I saw Yesterday, it's been out for a couple months. It's about a guy that wakes up and he's the only person in the world that remembers the Beatles.
Okay.
And it was highly recommended for a Beatles fan and recommended on a general basis. And one that totally bowled me over, I saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which I adored.
Okay, that might be my last catalyst to push me out the door. I went to see a movie over the weekend called The Peanut Butter Falcon, about a Down syndrome child that escapes from a home and is hooks up with Shia LaBeouf, and it's supposed to be, it was billed Rotten Crapados as the feel-good film of the year,
Let you
perhaps
down?
the decade, and it was a total letdown.
Well,
Sorry,
I will
that's
tell you
just
this
my
about
impression.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Great storytelling, very stylistic. I love what Tarantino did with the period
You went
flavor.
to a contemporary film.
Yes, 2 of them, actually. And
Well,
so,
Yesterday doesn't count.
but
That's
the thing
still looking
is,
back.
at the end of it, I'm thinking we're about 2.5 hours into this movie. I'm like, this is really a turn for Quentin Tarantino. It's not all that violent. Well,
that's what I've heard.
Then there's the last half hour.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool.
So it's something for everybody.
So you dug it.
I did, very much.
All right. That's
it's weird leaving a movie theater by yourself at 3:15 in the afternoon.
Rob, that is so sad.
I know. I felt like I was like
very sad.
Sad. I felt like Robinson Crusoe this holiday.
But your dad wasn't down at the beach or anything?
No,
like that?
his back is hurting him real bad, so he can't get down there and do the stuff he needs to do. He's actually up for surgery. He'll find out this week whether or
Is
not
he back in the Northern Virginia area?
Yeah, he's staying at his condo, as the kids used to call it, his hotel.
His hotel. Did you go visit him at all?
No, but we spoke. We spoke nearly every day. Spent a day with my mom, which was nice. And visited some family. Drove the old neighborhood. My Aunt Peggy's house, my Aunt Peggy who passed in the past year, has been razed to the ground. They wasted no time. So one of the homes that I grew up living around and visiting is just gone. I went to several places trying to find some Fisher's Island lemonade and finally found someone who knew what they were talking about. And Mike, Fisher's Island has no distribution in the state of Virginia.
Fisher's Island is over. The experiment is over.
Why is it over?
Because you've got a good product and they don't distribute in Florida. You can't find it up in Northern Virginia. It's illegal to send it down here online. Screw you. Screw you with your overpriced crap beverage. All right? I'm no longer into it.
The more I thought about it, did you say it actually has whiskey and vodka in it?
It has whiskey and vodka.
Then you see, Virginia will never sell that because Virginia is designed for 10-year-olds. They don't trust
it's not
people.
sold down here. I'm not going to put the onus on the states nearly as much.
Put the onus on Virginia. Virginia sucks.
No, because they don't have it down here either. And it's really, they charge a fortune for it up in Mass. And I guess it's out of New York, Long Island, that area. An island off somewhere on Long Island
It's
Sound.
probably Fisher's Island.
It's Fisher's Island. That's exactly
That's where they make it.
But it's, when you make it that hard, I guess they don't want to be big shots, Mr. Big Shots.
Because you have to be a big shot.
I liked it. It's passed. It's passed.
Well, I searched it out for you, and I came up empty. And if I had some news, I would have told you. But what do you do?
I appreciate that. I'm moving into the area of hard seltzers. That's something that
you're
I
like
have
a
not
trendy
tried
millennial.
Yet. Well, the trendy millennials, I think, have it right because I think it's better and lighter than beer, and it's what's it? White Claw is that stuff that the kids are drinking nowadays.
But Mike, the thing is, are you past the fact that it just doesn't have any flavor? You're just what it is a seltzer, and I tried this a couple months, maybe last summer.
You tried seltzer, hard seltzer?
Yeah, and I said, you know what this is? This is just for people that want to get drunk. There's no flavor enjoyment there.
Really?
Yeah, and that's okay.
No taste at all?
Well, I mean, there was one that's...
What if you put a lime in it?
Well, they have it with lime in it, but it always tastes like the lime is like from furniture polish to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So,
try it.
You like sweet. I know you like
Well, I like sweet. But I like flavor. I like something bold and robust.
Well, White Claw is the gold standard, but I welcome people telling me about what's going on. Now, if you're wondering where, here I am thinking the whole family was going to be back together.
I was so excited.
On Monday.
Yeah, I went to hug him.
What's he doing? What is his conference call that he's on?
It's a conference call.
School.
Yeah, it's a conference call, something with his business school. I went in to hug him when he came in today, and all I heard was ba 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 ba. And so my joke doesn't work. I was gonna, when you say what did I do over my holiday, I was gonna say you're not gonna believe it. I spent it with the Bushes and Kenny Bunkport.
Yeah, your life and Oscar's life are on a little different trajectories right now.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm okay with that.
I know you are. So Oscar will be joining. I'm very aware you are, and I'm grateful for it. 15 minutes or so, Oscar will be joining.
So
us
he says
back in the studio.
Yeah,
and I got the impression from the post that you were sharing that you. That you were spending a lot of time listening to records.
Did spend a lot of time listening to records.
Staycation is cool. I mean, sometimes it's not a bad idea.
It wasn't bad to be alone on my island because, I've designed my island to be of the things that I love. I had a jukebox maintenance guy came out, got my Darlene jukebox up and running and looking and shining great, replaced a few circuits.
What is your Darlene? I know you're back there. We've got plenty of time to fill, so you don't need to list these things, but what is Darlene?
Darlene is my jukebox. Yeah.
That's the name of your jukebox?
Named for Darlene Love, the singer of the 1960s.
Why did you name your jukebox after Darlene Love?
Because 1962 was one of Darlene Love's biggest musical years, and it's a 1962 jukebox. And when you play a song like Be My Baby or one of those great Phil Spector records on that jukebox, it sounds amazing.
Now,
and Darlene Love...
Okay.
It was sort of the poster child of that wall of sound music.
I understand. Mm-hmm. What does your guy do when he comes out and works on your
Oh, you mean Pinball Paul?
Is that his name?
That's his name, yeah, Pinball Paul. And he's based in Manassas. And he's sometimes hard to get a hold of because he's not always quick to answer email or answer his cell phone. But I was able to get him out on Wednesday. And he goes in and he changes the needle on the jukebox, and he will check to make sure. I said I have a little bit of a fuzzy, some static, so he checked my tubes and made sure everything was solid. He lubed it because
bend over, Mr. Bavar,
and he does the whole
check
thing.
Your tubes right now.
A lot of people don't know this. The best thing about Paul is when he comes out to service my jukebox, it's shirtless.
Oh, no, he's somebody that is old guy, young guy?
Older guy. I'd say he's in his 60s, and he's been fixing stuff his entire life.
Can you get inside of your jukebox and do anything on your own, or do you?
Oh, yeah, I've changed the tubes myself, and I've changed the bulbs myself, and I clean. I don't know how to lube it precisely like he does. He knows all the pressure points to use all the lube, Mike. You need lube.
Okay, all right. So he comes out.
Yeah, he did.
So let me see if I've got it right. You went to 2 movies.
Yeah.
You spent a day with your mom.
Yes.
Just like you spent the time at the concert with your mom.
Yeah.
And other than that, you stayed in your house.
Well, no, I think
you drove around your old neighborhood.
Drove around the old neighborhood
by yourself.
Yeah.
This is sad, Rob. This is sad. You've got some? Don't you have some? You have Brad, right? Your friend Brad.
Yeah, but he wasn't on vacation last week.
Okay.
He was at work.
All right.
So also, Pinball Paul looked at a console stereo that I'd purchased secondhand, and he's rebuilding the amp for me.
The one you talked about, right?
So we're finally getting that
on the main level.
Yes, thank you for noting. Yeah, that's exactly right. And that was a bit of a trick because it's a Motorola from 1960, and the amp was hard to get out because it turned out it was just stuck. But he was able to get that out, and he's going to have that rebuilt. And so we should have a beautiful high-fidelity music from several sources on the main level in the near future.
Okay. All right. Anything else exciting happen on your...
Got the carpets cleaned.
Jeez. Where's the music? I need sad music.
No, it's fine.
Bring is my sad music.
You see, our carpets were way overdue, and that was always sort of a carpet.
Rob's vacation. There we go. Rob's
Not altogether bad, though, to just have a total staycation.
I do not mind a staycation as well. And you know what? The big, expensive go somewhere vacations are completely overrated.
Oftentimes.
9 times out of 10,
Oftentimes.
You're going to go out there and it's not going to be that big a deal.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is basically an example of the listeners haven't paid for a vacation for you, so you didn't go anywhere.
Exactly. And I wish they'd really step it up. It's been almost a year.
Hey, I'm owed before you, pal.
I know.
There you go. I think it's
went to the pool a couple days.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
But the pool after, it's before Labor Day.
So so it's still okay. But I think the saddest thing is, do you have are aware of an app, and it's called Live 360? I have it because I have kids. And it's a tracking app where you actually can put in your cell phone, and I know where my kids are because it's a location. It's a GPS app, right?
Okay, all right.
And I believe on Friday, I opened up Live 360, and it said, Robert at school, Julia in Richmond, Carrie at work, and it said, Rob, you've been home since Wednesday at 4:30.
Wow.
And I said, wow,
That's
I really
so
haven't done
boring.
anything. Yeah.
So you and I are very similar in that regard. You don't have any friends either.
Well,
I mean, I have golf buddies.
Yeah.
I went on a golf boys trip, so I mean, I think maybe have I passed you in the area?
Well, no, because I have my supper club. Yes, I just didn't do anything with them.
But they're all slaying the dragon, right?
Sure,
So,
yeah. It was, I found.
Did you plan anything when we told you were going to have that time off? Did you think about planning something or traveling?
I looked at the calendar and I realized that I had taken a bad week because everybody was already back to what they were doing.
Well, next year we'll plan it out better.
Yeah, I hope so.
Next year we'll lay it out well in advance of the summer so we all know where we're going to be. And Oscar kind of sprang his thing on us.
Sure.
And I kind of I talked about it, but it was on my mind. But we didn't finalize this thing
until the last minute,
the beginning of July.
And
right?
It all worked out actually very nicely because you know what? We didn't have to load any best of shows up. We did a whole summer of shows.
You could do. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, but you know what you could do.
What's that?
You could have a world tour. You could have a world tour. You could have. Do you know who loves you more than anybody on the show? The listeners love you. The listeners, the mobbers.
I always thought
there.
it was you, Mike. I hoped it was you.
Not a chance. No, welcome back. But anyway,
we have a courteous relationship.
No, I read some of the comments. When Oscar and Rob do the show together, there's such a different energy. It's so positive. I'm like, you people.
You made me laugh when they did the poll about who likes the show best, and you wrote, "I like it when Oscar and Rob do it."
Sure,
because that means you're off.
No, they're loving and happy, and I can't help it. It's Monday, and I'm putting a kid on the bus at 6:39 in the morning. But here, if you did, what if you were for, and I'm not. This is not for the show,
right?
This is so you do it if only if it,
right.
But if you were America's guest.
Just
you know what I mean?
Traverse maybe the Eastern Seaboard?
Just wherever, maybe within, that doesn't have to be that far away. People that you would hang out with. You like to socialize.
I do.
You love to drink.
I do. I did a lot of that this week.
You love to listen to music on record players.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know what I should do? I could pack up my portable record player and a stack of LPs, and I could go and I could start in Brooklyn. I could go see Paulie Christine.
Oh, you do that, I'll give you a medal. That's awesome. Paulie would love to see you. Paulie, who lives life like nobody else. I think Paulie's got bucks.
I think he's
always going to shows and stuff like that. So Paulie would probably entertain you.
Yeah, I would think so. Let's see. I probably could find someone in Baltimore. Baltimore's a lovely. Maybe Lynn. Well, Lynn is D.C. She's local. I could do that.
She's D.C. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then
somebody like that.
I could do. We actually the last time I was in Savannah visiting Katie and Dan, we actually got recognized at a baseball game. So we could do a cake and cookies meetup in Savannah.
How far? I think that might be Savannah. Might be the tip of the tour because you don't want to drive too far.
Well, I always, what I really Savannah is nice, but their sister city of Charleston. I always wanted to go to Charleston.
Here's the story down there.
What's that?
I've told this story a few times on the show. In Savannah, they ask you. In Charleston, they ask you what you do. In Savannah, they ask you what you drink. That's kind of a commentary on the state of the cities. That Charleston, much more of a formal kind of get-her-done city, where Savannah is just a party capital, and people have a much more laissez-faire attitude down in Savannah. Joe,
I do love that city. I love the city of Savannah.
For next year, I think it would be, as we continue, as I said to the listeners, and I posted on the fan club, that I appreciated the stories about people listening to the show when they started listening to the show.
Neat.
And, I say F you to people that they're talking about, whose incarnation of the shows did you like better? Mark Sabity. If you think that's funny, that's I know what you're doing. You're picking a scab, but I truly appreciate it.
Poking, yeah.
But the one where did you start listening? I really appreciated that, and I love the people that have listened for years and years since the Don and Mike show, and I love the people that started listening maybe 2-3 years ago. It's still gratifying to know that our listenership is not only still growing teeny tiny bits every single year.
Sure.
But the listenership supports us so totally that it literally keeps this show alive. Without that, we would not have a show. And I wrote that, and I was grateful about that. And I think that the challenge for me and for all of us is to come up with new little things that we can do. Always keeping it fresh and always. Now, the show itself is the show. that will evolve in different ways depending on every day. It's going to evolve in a different direction. You never know what's going to happen. But as far as all the stuff that we do, the little things, live shows, going here, going there, that is always on the table. That is always something that if an idea fell into our laps or if we came up with something special, we'll definitely do it. And so, ideas like this are fun for us. They have to be fun for us. Now, for example, you going on a world tour, you would probably handle that.
Yeah, I would think that'd be fun. I would like it.
I would put my finger into a light socket before I would do that because it just would be, I don't think socially I could handle the pressure. I really don't. I love getting together with our listeners out in Las Vegas when it's much more of a controlled
the pressure, you would be putting the pressure on yourself. If you just take it easy, it'd be fun. You're a social guy too. You are a social guy.
I'm social, but not like you would think. I'm social. Like, for example, I invited a friend of mine and his wife over for dinner yesterday, and they'd just gotten back to me this morning. He's gotten back to me, and he said, "No effing way, no, it's
and
fun.
That's nice too."
I like to socialize, but in the idea, the idea of doing that with my time is, you and I, believe it or not,
well, we're similar
60,
actually.
You at whatever.
Socially, we're very similar, but I think that you put that pressure on yourself. If you would relax and just enjoy yourself, you might have a good time with a visit occasionally.
I don't. I think this is my family. This is dealing with up in Maine, where I've been up there. The socialized atmosphere up there. I don't really know if it just, Carla's the same way, by the way. If we're going somewhere, somebody invites us to a party, we'll have that like 10 minutes where it's kind of like, we'll snip at each other.
I have that. But you know that's a phase, and you get there and you always excel. You're great at socializing.
So if you did a world tour, conceivably it wouldn't have to be a vacation. We'll just send you away. And and have you.
I'd prefer to stay on the board when possible here.
Why? Oh, don't worry. You're not going to be replaced. You don't have to worry about that.
No, it's not the replacement. I just as a courtesy to you, really.
Oh, so you didn't hear?
No, I didn't hear. I didn't listen to the show. I'm kidding. Everything's
fine. No, Oscar did you prepped it for Oscar. There are things you label your board with for Oscar that you label them like you would, like post roll. You have to realize when you're labeling a board for Oscar, you have to write things down like any
play at end. Play at end.
The ending of the show.
But also
specific stuff like that.
I just assumed, and this was just me thinking, that Oscar listened to the show on a regular basis and he would know what elements might go where.
I would sit down tomorrow and I wouldn't be able to do it either. We know what we do. You ask me sometimes, what goes where. Mm-hmm. When we're responsible for doing it, like when I play the different stuff, it's what I do. It's
I understand.
Not what
I'm
do.
with you.
So
I'm
that's
with you.
kind of the way that works with that. But
it is hard. It is hard to think for someone else.
So how would you rate, if you had to do on a scale of 10, honest answer?
Yeah.
How would you rate your staycation?
And 10 is the best.
10 is the best.
And 1 is the worst.
1 is the worst because it sounds like you look rested. You look like you relaxed on the vacation. You didn't have an agenda, right?
No, and the best thing about a vacation is when you enjoy it and you're ready to come back to work at the end of it because you've missed what you do.
Right. That's never been the case for me.
No. But now 10 is the best.
Yes.
1 is the worst.
1 is the worst.
2.
It was a 2?
No, I'm kidding. That was a joke answer. I'd say it's a 4.5 leaning to 5.
So not that great.
No. But not that bad.
Would you like to elaborate on it? Don't be so positive. You be honest. Be honest with me. What was so? I mean, if it was a staycation and you really planned it and you were looking forward to having nothing to do.
I'll tell you what was great. Not having to set an alarm for 7 days is great.
That's exciting.
I love sleeping till I wake up. That's a pleasure. That is.
What was the latest you slept till?
I believe towards the end of the week, I was rolling out about 10. 10 is great.
That's fantastic.
But, I'm an older man. You still have to get up at 4 to pee. But then you're like, hey.
But to go back to bed and then sleep till 10
is fantastic. Wasn't that great? That's why it's leaning to 5.
Did you do anything after school with your kid?
Well, no, because after school he was working. He's back to the sandwich jockeying. So
How's his foot?
His foot is perfect. He's doing great. He loves work. He came home last night bitching, though, because the shift before him did nothing to prepare the catering platters. And it was, he's like, and this happened, and I can't believe that people work like this, and I can't believe this, and I'm going to bed. And Carrie said, well, I'm sorry that happened, son. Good night. I love you. And I said, I love you, son. It'll be better next time. I love you. And we hear stomping upstairs, door slams, whap. And I look at Carrie and I smile and I said, see, he's going to realize work sucks.
Oh, that's sad.
That's great. It's a lesson. He
Did
needs
you do
to know
anything
that.
at all with your bride on the week?
No.
Not even like at night?
We watched some TV. We watched that new Beverly Hills 90210 reboot. That's horrible. Really bad. But sort of funny because when we were dating, we used to watch
trying
it.
to figure you out, man. I'm trying to figure you out because I have no idea. As is usually the case, I got no idea.
If you can
what
figure
really
me
is
out,
it.
write me a letter because I don't know what's going on either. Just help
Okay.
explain it to me.
Okay. All
Going
right,
through the
so-
motions sometimes. You know
All
what
right,
it's like.
so 4 on a scale of 10. 4.5.
4.5,
maybe,
leaning
on a
to
good
5.
day.
Mhm.
What'd you do with your mom on the day? This is like pulling teeth. This is like a bad interview.
It's not.
What'd you do with your mom?
Hung out with my mom. Drove
Doing
around.
what?
We
Doing
drove.
what?
We did some errands. She had some stuff to return.
God. You are the most interesting man in the world. That is for sure.
Not even the most interesting man in this room.
That's just fascinating. That is great.
But it's great to be
So,
back, and I missed you, and it's good to see Oscar, sort of.
Anything you want to add on your vacation? Because I'm out. I don't have any more. I've tried desperately to make this.
Yeah, F you, Reston. They have to download an app to park. Reston Town Center, pain in the ass. I don't like
you went
that.
to Reston Town Center?
That's where I saw the movie yesterday. Yeah, just to park there. I was plenty of time for the movie and still had to run late. And you have to download it.
Now, if I'm alone in the movie theater, I'm going to load up on snacks.
And that's
Because
another
nobody's
thing.
around. Yeah.
The movie was at 10:20 in the morning because it's been out.
It's a sad time to go to a movie.
Hey, it's a sad life. That's why, you know what? It might have been a 7 if I'd been doing.
I can't find my. There it is. I found it. I found what I should have been playing the whole time. That's what I should have been playing.
I got to the Reston Town Center, the Bowtie Cinemas, Mike. And
what? I'm sorry.
Bowtie Cinemas, this is called. When you really care enough to do the very best. At 10:20, the snack bar is not open.
Oh, they can bite it.
Tell
They
me
can
about
bite
it. And
they should open the
besides,
snack, baby. Even if it's a 9 o'clock movie, open up the snacks.
I don't know, but for a 10
Right.
o'clock movie, I think they should be serving like scrambled eggs and oatmeal. It's very-
Oscar's conference call is it over? Or do you have to go back and do it?
No. I told him I only had till 9:30. He was continuing. I politely excused myself and I said,
I'm playing
show.
Oscar's vacation music.
It's
This should
Rob's
tell you all
vacation
you need to
music.
know.
Rob,
He
what
gave
happened?
it a 4. He gave it a 4 on a scale of 10. It was as we predicted.
Oh, you were just living on Facebook?
Well, not even that all the time.
What did you do?
You know what? We have to take a break.
Oh.
We have to start
Tell
the
me
show.
during the
When
break.
we come back, I have to do a little more on you. I've been trying to pull teeth and get him to talk
I can't
about
wait.
what's going on.
I can't
It's
wait.
possible.
Can't wait.
Did you just use the F word?
What?
You just used
Did
the
I?
F word, yeah.
Did I use the F word?
I think you said effing or often. Effing or often.
I'm trying to fucking pull teeth. All right. Start the damn show.
Hello, parishioners. It's me, Uncle Baby Billy Freeman. I want to thank all of you that have supported me by purchasing my Baby Billy's Health Elixir. Blessings to all of you. But I've recently discovered something that's even more potent, and it's my God-given duty to tell you about it. It's the Michael Mara Show on TikTok. Beautiful, funny, spiritually uplifting, bite-sized clips of your favorite podcast. Perfect for yourself and for sharing with the congregation of your life. It's based on ancient scriptures and heals colds, flus, straps, even COVIDs. Just search TikTok for Michael Mara Show and follow us. Heal the spirit to heal the body. Michael Mara Show on TikTok. It's your salvation. Or my name isn't Walton Goggins. Baby Billy Freeman. Amen.
The best of O'Mara.
Okay. I feel like I just did an FBI interview from Mindhunter
With a serial
on
killer.
Netflix. He was nervous. It was difficult to get information.
It's not
out
nervous.
Of him.
It's just the reason I'm nervous.
You're uncomfortable, obviously.
Well, because it's a loser vacation. I grant you that.
I asked him during the break. I said, "Hey, man, thumbnail. What did you do on vacation?" This is what he told me. He said, "I saw 2 movies. I hung out with my mom, and I drove around my old neighborhood." And I said,
"That's what I got."
Yeah. Oh, I emptied out my TiVo too. I watched a lot of Humphrey Bogart, so I got like no Humphrey Bogart left in my TiVo. And I'm in love with the new show. Have you watched the Gemstones? What is it? The Righteous Gemstones.
Yes, that's on HBO. Yeah.
This is a great
couple
show.
Episodes in, you're gonna love it, Mike. It's sick. It's twisted.
Something.
It's dark. It's wonderful.
I finished mine under in like half an hour, so I need it.
Can I give you my insight? As he was telling me, I said, "What movies did you see?" And he, the recent movies. So like, all right, we're in play here. Why not?
Something.
We said last week that it was like he stayed in his basement. It really sounded like he stayed in his basement.
But Mike, if the listeners aren't paying for his vacation,
Mike already made this joke.
I mentioned that.
Oh my
I made
God.
that joke. I said the same thing.
Why
That's
would
when
he?
he'll go somewhere.
He likes his radius of Costco, Five Guys, and his neighborhood pool. That's who he is. That's what makes him great on this program. Is because we hate that world.
Okay.
We hate that. There's no.
Do you
hate that Mike beat you to the insult though?
No, he's smarter than me.
Well, that's true.
Okay, NBA. Just talking to business people.
Comedy-wise.
The thing about it is
the serious business of comedy.
I feel like you felt like you were trying to give me more, and you were incapable when you were talking about that. You really were. I don't. If you plan a staycation.
That's what I planned,
and that's the thing. I wouldn't think it would be a 4. But hey, I did whatever I wanted to do.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Own it.
But
are you ashamed of it?
I'm not ashamed, but I am. As I look on it, I realize how it makes me appear. And especially, not everyone can hang with ex-presidents. And it's probably a bit of a letdown after the previous week's show.
Well, no. Listen. Two things happened on the, and we're going to have to come up with a name for it. Where I go away, you go away, Oscar goes away. We're going to have to come up with a name for that time of year because it's going to be the same based on the reviews we got. I'm doing it. I'm doing it every year. So we're going to do that. It really worked for us. And the most interesting part of both of all 3.5 weeks, almost a month of airtime, were the story you told about Ringo and the story Oscar told about going up to Kennebunkport.
Right.
And that to me, and as I said to Oscar when we were doing the show together, I realized that I am capable, something I didn't think I was capable, truly feeling joy for others. It's usually with the 3 of us competitive. And I usually feel joy for friends and family. But for the guys on the show, I'm normally like going, man, that was such a good. I loved hearing your stories. It was great.
Wouldn't you say that is a change in your personality makeup of late?
No, I think what it was that I know you know what it was? It was both of you, and don't now remember this, okay?
DGH.
And DGH all the way.
All right.
I thought that the stories were told in such a way and were so interesting that if I'm loving it, the listeners are loving it, and I loved listening to it. I loved listening to you talk about. I mean, on the boat that was the bonus show.
Yeah, that was a bonus show. Yeah.
So by the way, if you want to hear
Ringo
Rob's
concert,
if you want to hear the greatest review of a concert and describing a concert where I literally got off the air, went to my computer and looked up the schedule. He ain't going to be in my area, unfortunately. I would have gone to the show. Rob sold it so well and wasn't trying to sell it. It was really good. And then your story was just amazing. Every little detail of going up to Kennebunkport and doing that. And at the end of the day, how many times can I talk about driving a Subaru down from Maine? Okay, it's not all that interesting. So you guys made it more interesting. But I'll be honest with you, the vacation, not so much. It's I feel for you, but I know if it makes you happy. But then when you say you gave it a 4, on a scale of 10, I don't know what's going on.
Let me give you an asterisk with it then.
All right.
It was probably closer to a 7 if I take out the fact that I realize I come back and I look like the way I look. Because I know everyone has their impression of what I do, and I live my Costco life and my suburban lifestyle. And hey, I'm okay with that because that's just that's my lot in life. It does make me happy.
All right,
but on the outside looking in, it's not all that glistening, is it?
Here's where. And listen, the listeners have even reviewed you guys together, saying they like the break from me with the positive energy, because this is the difference between you and me. I probably, in a very large part of my life, am as dull as you are, okay? I really am. The difference is I hate people so much more. That's why I think it's interesting. I'll give you a classic example. Okay, classic example. We're heading down our little super slab, 41 down.
Yeah,
we're heading down, and I don't know where we were going. Maybe we were going to the movies. I think we were going to the movie. Going out to dinner and a movie. Mrs. O'Mara and I, we had a babysitter Saturday night, so we're heading out, and there's a traffic jam. I know instantaneous. I know the road so well. Inside, I said, "There's an accident." I said, the cars don't stop back this far,
right?
And we see it. Okay. I made a note of this on the show. What did I write down here? Aren't people driving like crap as we get to the end of the summer?
Sure.
Are they driving like crap in your neighborhoods as well? I find people, it's almost Christmas time kind of.
Like a la-di-da?
Just people out of it doing all into their own trip, all into their own
fair.
thing.
It's happening here in the city.
I agree.
So come up to the accident, got fire trucks, got the police cars, got everybody doing this. And people are trying to hang a U-turn, and then they realize, oh, it's moving. So the people trying to make a U-turn come back into the lane and say, oh, change your mind, Mr. I'm so important and stuff. And it just sucks, but it's moving, right?
Right.
And we get up there, and there's a cop in one of those Ford Explorers. By the way, I hate those SUV cop cars. You know, why don't they have regular sedans? How about the Dodge Charger, all right? Why do you have to have an SUV? You don't need an SUV unless you're putting a dog back.
Yeah, if they're not a canine unit, that's a waste of gas.
It is.
So he's got, and I look and I see out of the corner of my eye, I see a burned out car. I'm like, ooh, this was like an accident. In
Something
the
happened, right?
And I see a couple of Hispanic gentlemen sitting down on the street that are in very bad moods, and it might be their car that burned up. And then I see the fire truck. And then as we get close, there are people cutting everybody off. There's this cop, and the cop is just slowly rolling forward for no reason. I'm like, what's he doing? What's it? And then I see, and he rolls his window down. Maybe he's like a captain or something like that. And I'm getting pissed off at the cop, not for any other reason than he's blocking my view of the accident. Now, how am I going to enjoy the accident with the cop that is? I was like, can you believe that? Carla's getting frustrated too. Because we want a rubberneck. We want to get our look. And he rolls down. I guess just chewing the fat with his buddy. And then we get up, and the cop gives us this very vigorous go forward.
Right.
We start to go forward, and the cop cuts us off. And then the cop's like wobbling in his lane because he's using his little computer. And I'm like, you know what? Even tonight, the cops are driving badly. And that's dull. But it happened to me, and I hate so much that.
But you got to get out of the house in order to experience something like that.
This is true,
right?
You have to get out of the
house. Did you go to the
Yeah.
beach at least?
No, I couldn't.
Pop, why
His
not?
dad has a bad.
My dad's ailing. I went
Oh
to the
no!
went to
Like
the pool.
ailing, or just like he'll get over ailing?
Surgery. Ailing.
Another one?
Yeah.
Oh man, it's like operation over there.
Would your dad give you the key and let
HBS.
you go down alone?
Hope
He
you're
would.
okay.
Yeah, he would.
Okay.
Yeah. Would you ever go alone?
I might, but you know what? The magic of going to the beach is spending time with my dad.
Are you
okay?
And I wouldn't be as much
Are you
fun.
in mourning for Julia? Do you have like a case of the blues?
Yes, I do.
Okay,
Thank
well,
you.
that's a good
and
question,
there's that
right?
too. And she
I
got.
didn't ask that one. That's very good.
It's been very
Thank you.
weird not having her here and seeing her empty bedroom. And she called me. You know what? One of the highlights, the highlight of the vacation was Wednesday night. She phones me. She phones me. Julia phones me.
A FaceTime or a call?
No, an actual telephone call, not a text. A phone call.
Damn.
First time I'd talked to her since I dropped her off a week and a half earlier, and she's doing great.
Dad, how does Western Union work?
What does that even mean?
Oh,
You know where my
that's
daughter
old
is?
school.
Speaking of giving the keys, my daughter's up in Maine.
Really?
The house up in Maine. She's up there with her beau. Yeah. She's
Oh.
up there in her beau.
The
right
actor
now.
Bo?
No, it's the other daughter.
Oh. Bo
This is
Blanc.
Elizabeth and her boyfriend. They're up there having a little vacation up in Maine.
She's with Bo
And they-
Bridges, right?
Hey. I can't believe I'm dating a young 22-year-old. How about a lobster roll, Elizabeth?
No, she's not.
Wait.
She's not dating Bo
Your
Bridges.
daughter, little Elizabeth,
She has a thing for eyebrows.
is at your home in Maine
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
with her boyfriend. Man,
Yes.
time flew by.
Yeah, that's
flew
wild.
Didn't it?
by.
That's
It
wild.
truly did. And I get the call. I said, Dad, yeah, hi, how you doing? I was taking a shower and the water stopped and then started again. I said, how can I be in the house? You know, this is why even with my own family, I don't like sharing. I
You see, the call should have been, she should have called and said, Dad, I love the new toilet placement.
Right.
That's the call
Right.
you want.
No, so I don't know. We haven't been in the house for a while.
Right.
But she said the water was intense, then it stopped, then it was intense, then it stopped. I said, well, it might be air in the line,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It might be air in the line. That might
Have
be
Bo
it.
look at it.
Let me ask you this question.
Yes.
Would you This is perfect timing. Perfect timing.
I can't wait.
We have to break.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. This is Bob Barker. And yes, I'm still alive. When I was hosting The Price is Right from Television City in Hollywood, we played a lot of pricing games. Barker's Bargain Bar, Hole in One, Punch a Bunch, Grocery Game, Golden Road, Plinko, and of course the lamest one of all, the bonus game. I hated the bonus game. If you want a good bonus, why not try the Mike O'Mara bonus show? Blah, blah, blah. I like when they say bad words. That's how much it meant to me. You can buy it at MikeO'MaraShow.com. It's a fun way to support TMOS. Thank you. And don't forget to help control the internet population. Have your podcasters spayed or neutered. Goodbye, everybody.
The best of O'Mara.
Yes, my youngest daughter is up at my home up in Maine. I believe this morning they are going out on Zach's lobster boat. And
when did she first approach you and say, Dad, would it be cool if?
Yeah.
Before the summer, maybe.
Okay, so this is not anything spur of the moment.
Maybe when they came up for my birthday, it might have been June.
Okay,
I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Is her boyfriend? I won't ask for names. Could he be a cast member of? Let's say, what's the best way to put this?
Probably no good way, Oscar.
Could he be one of the Hanson brothers, or is he more like a New Jack City type of character?
Boy.
And by Hanson Brothers, do you mean the hockey players or the boy band?
The hockey.
No, he's a clean cut guy. He's a straight shooter. He likes hockey, believe it or not. Likes going to the game. Took her to the hockey game, and nice guy, stable job. Enjoys sports.
What's a stable job? In regards to broadcasting, anything stable, right? So,
or does he actually work in a stable?
Oh,
he works in a child camp type environment as a director,
early development.
So yeah, he's
like a work camp, or do they?
He's not on the border.
Do they make iPhones?
Yeah. What is exactly?
It's not a work camp, Rob.
Well, good habits are taught young, and if you teach them how to work, teach a man to fish, Mike, and he'll never be hungry.
Speaking of fishing, Rob, glad you brought that up.
Yes.
Coming to me at 10 minutes after 7 this morning.
Yes.
My buddy Zach.
Yeah, Zach.
I shouldn't be reading this.
That's fine.
Just to be clear, Zach, out in the middle of Frenchman's Bay, all the lobsters. Just to be clear, Zach makes me laugh because Zach tells it like it. Just to be clear, do we like the boyfriend?
That
No.
classic.
I read it wrong.
Okay.
Just to be clear, we do like the boyfriend, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Because if you didn't want an accident to happen, or do you want an
Zach
accident
and I have
to
discussed
happen?
that if there was a problem, he could be thrown.
This is a question that is asked among many parents of high schoolers. I've asked it people. So, do we like this one? You ask it.
Yeah, and I like the kid. I remember this is the boy that went out when we went out to dinner the night before Elizabeth's graduation.
Right.
We met him for the first time.
And he said, "Sir."
He said, "Sir," shook my hand.
Yeah.
Very cool. Answered the questions with kind of, kind of nervous, but
as he should
that's
be.
Okay. I like nervous.
Yeah,
I like nervous.
Sign of respect.
It is
That's
respect.
fine. But what I don't like, and this is like, we loan the house out to people, down here, and also
Bob, you ever
like
get
when we're away from Florida. When we're away from Florida,
Oscar,
the babysitter can come over and use it like
Tony?
stuff.
I
And
was
when
offered
she's-
a discount, is what
discount.
I got. Yeah.
Oh no,
So-
a friendly discount.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yes,
An
yes.
honorarium.
Oscar, you can relate to this. Okay. Here's just the way I think. I know she's young. I get it. But when you go to somebody else's house and something is awry, and you know there's somebody there, Zach, who helps out.
Yeah.
It just, if you got older, I would love to have stuff taken off my
Just fix it.
I'm letting you
Get
go
it done.
ahead,
Please.
do what you want, go in there and say, but deal with it.
Yeah.
I'm not a magician who, and that's just saying, that's just being.
Well, she's also she's growing up, and I think this is a
Right.
good time to say, Elizabeth, this is technically your home too.
Right.
What
Which
would
it
you
is.
What would you do at home? You would call someone that usually takes care of this. Zach usually takes care of this. Please call him, unless there's something that is an emergency. Leave me out of it.
Yeah. And I was in there, and we never had any problem with water pressure or anything like that. It's just a tiny little thing when it comes to the plumbing that drives me nuts. And that's why when the phone rang, I knew it was going to be. The phone rings now, and I'm like, okay, what's the next?
What's wrong?
What's the next problem with that? That's why you don't go.
Does she know
go
Google?
ahead,
Does she know YouTube? I mean, these are probably easy things to check.
I'm just saying that. If I get the call again and it's still a problem, I am going to say, I'll throw this out there for your, I'm going to say, I would appreciate you handling this. I'll pay for it, but you handle it.
Okay.
You make the arrangements.
So what you want is problem, give me a couple solutions for the problem.
Right.
Yeah, just say there's a plumber that said they can come out for $78, and then isn't there, maybe Zach could do it because he's part of, like, he works with us anyway.
He's got a guy. He's got Zach that works with that.
But that's what you want. You want options, and I'll give you my only comparison is this: I know that if I'm in someone else's home, and maybe because I have found myself, for example, when I went to Key West.
Right.
And there's one of our friends has a home there. He let me go down there for the lamest vacation. You talk about lame. I studied the entire time for exams, my accounting exam, while my wife was looking at pool boys at the pool the entire time.
Yes.
So that's lame. There were a couple things that needed to be addressed for the home that were just simple things, Simple Simon things. I went to the store and just replaced what was needed to be addressed.
Can you give an example?
Yeah, they're like 4 or 5 of the plates were chipped in the house. For
like dining plates?
Dining plates.
Okay.
From probably someone else that had stayed there. I wasn't going to call the man and say, hey, man, you got these chipped plates. What do you want me to do with them? No. I went and found something similar, fixed it, sent him a nice text at the end, and then there was no towels or beach towels. There's nothing there. Went to the store, bought a bunch of towels, stacked the place up with towels again.
That's
and said,
above and beyond as a renter. If you're a formal
I wasn't
renter,
renting. The guy let me stay there for free.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's almost like a host gift. And the beautiful thing about that is
on you. If you're renting, it's a different story.
Yes,
Remember, I rented the house up in Maine, and I pulled the chair across the floor, and it broke like a piece of balsa wood, and the chair was like eaten by termites, and that was what began the carpenter ants and the leaking shower, which was a pain in the ass.
I'm not. The only reason I know how to do that is to see something, do something. It's when I was younger, my parents would stay at friends' houses if we got a chance.
And chip plates all the time?
And just fix whatever was wrong and let them know at the end of the trip, hey, you're all set. Want to give you a heads up. This was done before.
That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing because it's a courtesy, and B, it lets them know you didn't do it, and it lets you off the hook as well because you don't want to look like a jerk.
That's the way to roll. So there might be, but we'll see. So far, everything's fine. I'll let you know.
What about the camera?
They're going. Well, I hear. By the way, Carla's alert when the camera goes off is. Oh,
dogs!
That's like, wait, we don't get enough goddamn dog barking in the house. It's just every time, and they're much more nocturnal than I am.
Are they hanging out on the patio or on the back deck?
I think we get the alerts primarily when it's in and out, when they're going out.
Got it.
And I haven't gotten a call from anybody else, but they're leaving Wednesday, so I'll have an update tomorrow, let you know how everything's going. If I get one more of those calls, that's when the lecture comes.
Do they sleep in your bedroom? Oh, you don't have that already worked out?
No, I don't have it. We have to take a break.
Want more? Make sure you check out the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show. Get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.